But anyway, a farticle. Fuck, god damn it. Carolyn was supposed to be here with a fuck ton.
I have some of her anecdotes that
she had so many shit factoids. My favorite she just told me is that a bird shits through the same hole it has sex in.
Yeah, it has one hole.
What? Yes.
What?
I don't know what you're thinking.
What?
I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking what?
Well, a female bird, I'm guessing. Do male birds have male holes?
That I don't know, but a bird only has one hole, and that's nature being efficient, because the fewer holes you have, that's less place for disease to enter.
And if you think about it, that's times 2 reasons nature does not want birds to have oral sex. That beak is sharp. That vagina is stinky.
It's called.
I'll tell you what my thinking was when you said that. I imagined that there was some game in which there's like a hole in a piece of wood that a bird both shits and has sex through. I'm like, what the hell game is that?
And that little game that nobody liked.
that there's a website called Scoop on Poop that has all kinds of information, and that there's a sliding rule of there are 7 different kinds of poop. Number 1 is the very constipated, very dense, very tough and compacted. You haven't drank any water, or eaten any roughage. And then number 7 is you're pissing out your ass. And in between is everything else. They have catalog.
They do. They scatalog. There's a scatalog.
Yes, but they didn't publish this information until the late 90s. This wasn't documented.
I would say they're not. There needs to be more categories.
Yeah, medical science decided it wasn't necessary for this to be published knowledge until 96 or 97.
Yeah. What about green poop? What about baby diarrhea yellow poop?
What about crazy gray zombie poop that I've had?
Yeah.
What about poop with little pieces of food floating in it?
What kind of food do you usually have, Charlie?
I think the one that people most commonly notice is corn.
Corn in a peanut shell.
I don't know.
not shell. Peanut enamel.
I don't think I've noticed that one.
Charlie, that's because your body can't digest corn enamel.
Which I think leads to, I believe we're going to share our poop stories.
I wanted people in the
Those of us who have poop stories.
You are such a prude.
I can't think of any.
No, whatever. Okay, everybody.
See, I don't
Dench over here.
So I have no idea what you people
Michael
are talking about.
was born without asshole.
Michael
It's like a Ken doll down there. It's fantastic.
Michael only has one hole, and it's the mouth that he's using to talk on Talkradar.
That's also where
Michael walks around outside like Andy Dufresne and slowly scuffles shit out of his pant leg every morning.
So yes, we're about to. I guess Chris and I are about to regale some. In the spirit of the farticle, which is on the site,
which took me forever. The farticle, I've always dreamed of doing it, and I hate the fact that it came out the way it's going to because I'm not done yet.
Well, whatever.
I thought it was already on the site.
I would like people in the forums to, if they're brave, and if you're listening and still not posting in the forums, please do.
Please do.
There's a community just waiting to say hi.
That's right.
And please, if you have anything similar, Chris, let's hear your epic tale of.
I want to hear yours first because I'm not in the zone yet.
This is a while back at a friend's grandma's house who is listening to this right now, I guarantee you, and he probably already knows what I'm about to say.
His grandma listens to Talkradar?
No, my friend listens. This was at his grandma's house. Anyway, that's a great fart sound.
I'm surprised you haven't played more sound effects to this entire segment.
What would you like, Charlie?
How many farts do you have?
Not many on this board.
I would like a slightly moist, just slightly.
Slightly moist.
Just slightly.
This is really moist. You ready? Are you ready?
Wait, let me get the camera.
You ready?
I am ready. I got my eyes closed just in case.
Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Came out like a baby elephant. Didn't hurt a bit.
Like a smooth baby elephant. All right, so we have this huge dinner, and it's very meat and cheese and all that shit.
I'm trying to play sound effects.
I know. You need vegetables to help. So, kids, eat your vegetables. It really helps your body in the long run. Roughage, please. I hate lettuce, but I'll eat a carrot or piece of broccoli just to help. Anyway, I passed this thing that is far too long to be from a human. And
Are you sure it was?
I remember there was reports in the newspaper about Bigfoot's arm being spotted.
I'm trying to flush it, and it won't. It's so long, it won't go down the hole because it just spins clockwise in the toilet, and it won't go. Like it literally, there's no way. So I'm like, I have to cut this thing up. But I'm like, what can I possibly do? I go out in her. I clean up as much as I can, and then I go out into the yard. And it's night, so I'm searching around the yard at night because I'm like, I was out there earlier. I know they had a bunch of wooden stakes in the yard to like mark out property lines. So I pull a wooden stake out of
I wish you could have gotten a sprinkler flag.
I pull a wooden stake out of the ground, fit for killing vampires, and I go in and stab this shit into pieces so that it will flush properly into the toilet.
God damn it! That
What'd you do with the steak afterwards?
I threw the stake into the woods.
That's
It's like
hiding.
that David Sedaris story, Big Boy.
Oh, I love the Big Boy.
Oh, that story is great.
And that's.
Maybe we should just read that instead of telling one.
I think it's online actually. This American Life, kids. It's the only other podcast I recommend.
I think all of our listeners probably already listen to NPR every day.
Bulge.
Nice.
No, everybody kept teasing me about that story. I had a girlfriend I didn't like for
This
about
is such a great story.
for
by the
about
way.
3 months, and it's just like we start seeing other people and doing things. Like we're living in the same room, and then like she just starts seeing this dipshit upstairs, and I'm like, I'm paying way too much to live here. I've already said I want to leave. I'm just leaving. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to give them 2 months rent, and I'm walking out the door, and I'll figure shit out. Of course, I didn't. And I ended up sleeping at the office for a couple of nights, and then
Where did you sleep?
I slept in the office, and then Tyler Nagata, good boy that he's like, come over to my house, and I went over to his house, and then we went back to the city to San Francisco to stay for a little while. And Tyler's I don't know how he hasn't shit at his desk because he has a crippling burrito addiction, and he knows the best place to get burritos, and I'm not used to that. So I'm on an all burrito diet, and I believe it or not, like I talk big, and I'm really shit shy. I can't poop at work if I think anybody else is around. I don't want them to smell my nasties or hear my leavings. So I can't.
It is terrible when you're in a stall and you can kind of recognize people too, so you know it's somebody that you know. Like,
I hate it so much.
Like, what if our boss comes in and you can tell he's in the stall next to you, and you just like, oh, I'm just gonna wait.
And that's the thing, as a point of manly pride, I want it to be full of sound and fury and smell. Like it has to.
So you had a bunch of burritos, and you're sleeping
I had
at
a bunch
work.
of burritos, and I
Hey,
stay
hold
over.
on, where you were sleeping in the office, but where in the office were you?
No,
sleeping?
I went back into the city for like a day or two, and I'm just sleeping on random couches and on floors, wherever I can. Like people I've just met. So like I can't crap. I can't even crap around Tyler, who's seen me in the worst position. Like he took care of me when I was practically homeless, and Paul had let me borrow his car this week, and this was like almost a 2-week period of being totally homeless.
Keep that for here.
Then showing up to work every day. Everybody was really cool. Paul let me borrow his car. So I drove back to this office, literally, to shit. and I found out the hard way that the custodial staff is here on Sunday, and I can't poop in front of them either. So I'm sitting there. I think I taped a white sheet over my laptop screen and pretended to type things as they walked by. No, I'm just here to defecate. Leave me alone. So it's all stored up, and you know what happens when poo is stored up for a long time? It gets concentrated. It gets antsy.
Yeah.
What?
No, you're right. I agree. It's compacted. It's difficult to move. I understand.
Crap.
It's difficult to move. It's not difficult to move, but then I finally get into the 4th floor bowl, which gravity should be on my side. We're high in the air. And then I'm shitting so weird. It's like a fucking cement mixer. It's.
Was there a grinding noise?
No, I'm shitting pavement. Finally ground pavement, not that asphalt shit. Like I'm talking like a really nice driveway. And I'm just shitting. I'm holding the bowl with my hands, with my legs up in the air, trying to keep myself on the ground.